Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. New guitar day, pawn shop, score of a lifetime. We got a ChromaCast case that costs $187 in Canada. And oh, is it nice inside too. It's also way too big for this guitar, but it came with it. I got the whole works for literally $185 Canadian tax in. They wanted $179 for the guitar. I'm like, I'll give you $179 tax in. Like, I gotta do fret work, guys. Like, seriously, like, any other person other than me that walks in here for this thing, they're gonna pay somebody over $100. And it's not gonna be worth it at that point. They might as well buy a brand new one. Because they're only $295 new for just the guitar, right? But it comes with a case. Hey, I don't care. You're missing the point. It's got razor blades, okay? This is not safe for humans. Anyways, don't try and talk sense in them because they don't care. That's pawn shops. But first time I saw this was well over a month ago. And of course, somebody had since broken the B string on it. So it's kind of like, well, whatever. I don't care. But the first time I tried it out, I'm like, okay, you know, I mean, I check every fret and so on. No problems with it. Neck's nice and straight. I don't like dead straight, so I put a little pinch of relief in it, just a pinch, because it's all you really need, right? Anyways, so, but whoever owned it didn't actually play it because there's not even a mark on one of the frets, like no dings, no nothing. And I'm like, okay. Nice flame blue top. It's actually, they call it flame trans blue, translucent blue flame top. Okay, the model number is like this freaking long. It's stupid. They do things like Ibanez does. It's crazy. But it's Oscar Schmidt Washburn. Washburn makes these things. $295 Canadian for this thing at Acclaim Sound and Music. Anyways, it is left-handed, obviously. You know, because I got enough righties. I've got a righty electric, a righty acoustic electric. I don't need another right-handed guitar, so I'm fine. Lefties, always useful. So, anyways, so the case, like I said, the case alone is 187 new, and it's like, it's in perfect condition, and I'm like, okay, that's sweet. What we didn't know were the extra benefits inside the pocket in the case, the little storage compartment. And Kaiser Capo, these things cost like almost $30 now in Canada, okay, before tax. It's green, but I don't care. I got a couple of Kaisers. Got a cheap strap that probably came with the guitar from the factory. And yeah, it's cheap, all right. Not using that. We did get a cheap amp cord. This will probably work for a little while. Hasn't even been touched, but we're not using that either. I do wireless in this place. And when I play live. So, and yeah, we're going to play live with this little beginner grade thing because, well, we can. That's the thing. Now, it does have two outputs. You've got your XLR out, so just plug a mic cable direct in or go to your cable or wireless system at the 1/4 inch. And we are plugged in my Katana 50 watt EX, which has an acoustic preamp. So we get the acoustic channel. Now, on my controls up here on the preamp, we've got the notch sitting, about halfway. The volume's about that. Bass, mid, and treble are all at half. Presence control is at half. Basically, I balanced everything out, right? Now, the tuner is not that hot on this thing, but it does support multiple tuning modes, and either by note or by idiot's lights, I guess, or probably a combination of their both. We do have cast tuners as well, which are 10mm nut washer system. So one screw on the back of each tuner, nut and washer on the front, change them out in like 10 minutes, right? No mods needed. Does have one strap pin, but doesn't have a secondary, but it will. I'm going to be changing the tuners, not because they're garbage, because they're not. They're actually pretty good tuners for cheapies. Okay, they hold tune very well. They run very smooth, no worries. I'm a gold fanatic, so we're putting some gold Geikers on this thing, as well as some brass pins, and of course, I'm going to replace the strap pin with gold one here, and I'm going to figure out where my safest spot is on the heel, because it's a pretty thin heel on this one, and we're going to put a strap pin in there. But I'm going to go out in the other room right now, and so you can hear just the guitar playing through the amp. And you guys know I don't screw with videos for audio or anything. You're getting what you're getting. This is what you're going to get in your own room too. All right, so give me a sec. Okay, so that's with everything balanced. Even my amplifier, bass, mid, and treble are all in the middle with a touch of reverb. I like reverb. And we can add chorus too if we want. Let's add a little, well, not quite half chorus. Finger pick's really nice too. For a narrow, thin neck, it's really nice. All right, so you got your demo. Good to rock and roll, okay? I like the guitar. I did have to clean up the fret ends. They were, the whole neck was pretty shrunken in because they don't properly humidify anything in that store. This is a hawk shop for you. So I did clean them up mostly. Didn't do all the way, so I still got some edgings here and there. But I want the neck to swell. So I bought a D'Addario fret cleaning kit, and I polished all the frets up first. Always do that first, by the way. Don't be stupid. Polish your frets first. Then you wipe her down. Then you throw on some oil. I got to about the 7th fret, and I put the oil on generally, I'd say not massively thick, but I put it on there, okay? And it had already soaked in by the time I got to the 7th fret, and I'm like, what? This thing is drier than a popcorn fart. I've never ever bought a used guitar that had a neck fretboard that dry. So I just proceeded to go along the rest of the fretboard. I walked out of the house, went for a smoke for a few minutes, because yeah, I still do that. I know it's a bad habit, but somebody's got to do it, might as well be me. Anyways, so I come back in, and it had pretty much soaked in, so I put a second layer on there, and that didn't soak in as much, so I'm like, good. Now let's wipe her all down really good. Let's give the body a good polish. We even oiled the bridge as well. So it does have, oh, let me check the specs for you guys. I know that the neck, the back, and the sides are all mahogany. Rosewood fingerboard and bridge. There we go. So we have a rosewood fingerboard, rosewood bridge, mahogany back and sides, and the top is actually spruce. Okay, so it is a spruce top. And it's nice. And yeah, that's solid. Anyways, the spruce top. So there you go. Binding is really nice. I love all the work they did for the binding. You know, it's like single layer on the back and, you know, around here and stuff, but you got all this multi-layer inlay stuff. The trans blue color is nice. It's actually called flame trans blue. Solid blue on the neck, obviously, but binding along the neck too. So really nice guitar though. Sounds nice, plays nice. Whoever got this thing, well, I mean, they only spent $300 on the thing new, but then they spent almost $200 on a case. That the case is also physically too big for the guitar. The guitar literally just bangs around in there. It's like, okay, well, somebody at a store scammed them for the case, and it's like, okay. My benefit though, because that thing absolutely perfectly fits my Martin guitar, and I'm like, Martin, you just got yourself a new case, and it didn't cost me $1 million. The whole guitar with the capo, with the strap, with the amp cord, with the picks and other garbage that was inside the case, it was $185 out the door. They wanted $180 plus tax. I'm like, no, I'll do $180. How about $185? Cut me a little bit of slack here. All right. Because he's like, you're getting a really good case, though. I says, I don't care. That's not the point. My point is the fret work, you know, and I'm going to have to spend an hour cleaning that up, right? Good thing I have the tools. Anybody else would pay like probably $100 easy to have these frets cleaned up properly. Maybe even more, depending on what Luthers are charging these days. I mean, I don't charge people that kind of money, but, you know, still, I have all the proper tools and the know-how to do that, so... But I didn't go all the way because I want the neck to swell. You never ever take off too much initially. You gotta let this thing humidify. So, but I needed it playable right away, so I took care of the majority of it, and then now we gotta let things acclimate, swell up, and whatnot. But I will be playing this thing live this weekend in church because I am on 2 different teams. So today we have a practice in the afternoon, so I'm gonna take it to practice. Empty sanctuary, going to be totally different sound than full of people. So then Sunday comes around, I'm going to play this thing this Sunday and see how well it does. You know, I know what to expect out of a guitar amp that has an acoustic channel or an actual acoustic only amp. I know what to expect there, but I don't know what to expect out of the PA. So this is going to be interesting. It's really nice. So it's a great beginner guitar, you know, and if you're, you know, well-seasoned pro player like me, then yeah, you could also use this as a kicker guitar, really. I mean, for me, I like it as a kicker. It's a better kicker choice than my Denver, right? Because this thing's a little smaller, it's lighter weight, you know, it's got the electronics in there that I can mess with. I did put a pickup in the Beaver Creek, though. But there's something about this guitar that attracted me, other than, well, I know for sure the color did, right? And I don't mind doing a little bit of work on a used guitar, but I also don't recommend you buying ever a pawn shop guitar as a beginner player. You're gonna get so screwed, okay? Wait till after you've had about 3 or 4 guitars, you become a really good player, like even to the intermediate level is fine. Okay, and then you know what to expect out of guitars, and you'll recognize quality, especially as you upgrade too, and you'll recognize the cheaper. You're gonna recognize, hey, you know, I mean, somebody really panged on these frets really good, so you might want to avoid that unless you want to do a refret, because sometimes you're gonna have to, especially on thinner frets. You don't ever refinish them on thin frets; you just replace them, and that's a really expensive proposition if you don't have the tools to do it yourself, like I do, okay? So, I can do it cheaper. I do it for myself, right? But this thing, otherwise for being a guitar that was pretty dry, she's still really nice and solid, and, you know, nothing's cracking or anything, nothing's out of place, and, you know, but I am switching over the tuners to 21 to 1 or 24 to 1. Gold tuners, gold pin here. I'm going to put one up here because I need one, especially to stand up and play, definitely. And of course, brass pins. So I'm going to do a few changes because I want to do the changes, not because I have to. I mean, literally, I could just leave this thing the way it is, and it's absolutely perfectly fine. So I just have a gold issue. And the capo works, you know, no hassles with the capo, you know. I mean, it is a Kaiser capo. They're great. Not overly obnoxiously loud guitar either, so you can sing over top of this thing easily, just even acoustically. So all in all, 4 out of 5 is where I'd slam this thing. $300 is not a bad price for what you're getting here. I've seen guitars cost even more money, and they're about the same kind of quality range. So, you know, but always make sure that when you're checking out even a brand new one of these things, run your fingers along the fretboard, you know, just with the edges on the frets themselves, and see how smooth they are. Now, you're likely not going to get absolute baby smooth, right, even on a Washburn, but it should be not cutting your fingers open and sending you to the R. That's bad. So that means it was not humidified properly or built properly, one of the two or both, okay? So, and it can happen even to high-end guitars. I've seen it so many times, even on Gibsons and other high-end brands as well, that they did a piss poor fret job on a particular guitar or maybe a batch, and they let them out of the factory somehow. We don't know why or how, but anyways, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Take it for what you will. If you got questions in the comments, you want to make a comment in the comment section below. I will put the link, though, to Acclaim Sound and Music, where this thing is actually sold in Canada here. And you can check it out if you're looking for a left-handed version. I don't know if they do trans blue in righty. I do know they do have a red one in righty, because I saw that on YouTube. But I don't know if they do the trans blue. But this thing is like, that's really nice with that flame top. That's pretty sick. Anyways, so with that, see ya.